In this video, we'll be speaking about the different access modifiers on methods. They are public, protected, private, and package. Actually, it should be package and private in the order of visibility. So this one will have the highest visibility, and then protected, then package, then private. So let's have a look at what each of these mean. Public methods are accessed in classes in the same package and other packages. They can also be inherited by child classes in a different package. I'll just put that in. Yeah. So let's see what this means. In order to demonstrate this, we've got a parent class, and I've got some comments. We need to fill these in. And this is the child class, which we also will be filling in. So let's look at the parent class. Let's create a public method. So public void so that's what we're going to call it. Let's have a system out print line. So the method is speaking public access from parent. Okay, so this is the method. What we'll do is we want to test it. Let's create an object of the parent class. And what we'll do is let's try to access the public method of the parent's class. So as soon as we say parent dot, we get access to the public method in the parent class, which is method public. Let's run the program. And we have the message showing up. I have public access, and this is being called from the parent. Let's now see what it means by that they can be inherited by child classes in the same or different package. Let's start with the same. So let's go here, and to override, I'm just going to copy this whole method, and I'm going to use the override annotation and paste it. So this is coming from the child. That's the only difference that we'll be making. And let's create an object of the child class, a child. And then let's also make a call to the public method in the child class, which we have. Let's run it. So we have both calls, one coming from the parent, one coming from the child. And so this is what we mean by they can be accessed in classes in the same package. They can be inherited by child classes in the same package. We haven't shown the other packages. So let's create another package. Let's call this package the same name as the first one. So it's video 84, but I'll call it B. So for part B, that should have been a capitalized one. So I'm going to function 2, F2. And what is it? Capital B. Okay, let's rename it. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to copy this whole class and paste it in here, but I will name it underscore B, so we know that this is coming from the other package. And we will have an error because it doesn't identify the parent and the child. So let's import both of these classes. So we can look at the import. So that both of these classes have been imported. And so let's see what happens if we run this from here. So we can see that the program works perfectly, beautifully fine. So this is how we demonstrate that public methods are accessed in classes in the same package and other packages. They can be inherited by child classes in the same package. We haven't demonstrated this yet. So what we'll do is let's make a copy of this class, of the child class, and put it in here. I might call it child B so that we can differentiate this one from the other one. And what are we getting here? So we actually need to import the parent class. So we've done that. And yeah, so we should be able to call this one from here. So when we go to this one, I am going to comment out this import statement so that this is called from child B. Or actually, let's keep that one. Let's create another object. Let's create an object of child B class. Child B, we'll call this underscore B. Okay, so now we can call child underscore B dot, and we can see that we have that method being public. So I just need to also change the message in here coming from child underscore B, so we know that when we run this program, we know where it's coming from. So we know that we now can see how we can have the public methods being inherited, can be inherited by the child classes in the same and different package, and also how they can be accessed in the same and the other packages. So I hope this was a good demonstration of the public methods. Let's now move on to the protected methods. Protected methods are accessed in classes within the same package. They can be inherited by child classes in a different package. Let's see how that works. So let's go to the parent, and now let's create a protected method. I'm going to copy this part, and I'll just change the access modifier instead of public to protected, and the name to protected, the message, and the rest remains the same. Now let's save and go to the child. Let's see how we can override. And again, we'll do this. I'll just copy the other one. It's probably easier, less work. And we want to tell the program that we are meaning to override the parents one. And see, this is coming from the child. Okay, so this is the protected. Let's see if we can access the protected one from the same package. So we'll try to access protected from parent and child. So let's do parent dot method. Parent dot method, so we can see the protected is there, looking good, and the child dot method protected, that's also there. Let's run it. And so I have protected access coming from the parent, protected access coming from the child. Now let's see. So we know that this is okay. It can be inherited in the same package. I'm here. It can be inherited by child classes in the same or different package. Protected methods are accessed in classes within the same method. Can we access this protected method from another package? Let's try. Now this is the other package coming from here, and what we're trying to do is see if we can access protected methods from both parent and the child. So looking, this is the parent, and when I type in methods, we cannot access the protected, and if I force the call, we get an error. Okay, and the same thing for the child. The only thing that we can see is the public one. So calling the protected version, so we know we called it protected, is giving us an error. If I hover the mouse over it, it says the method protected from the parent is not visible. So I'm going to comment these out because it's not really working. But can we inherit from the child, from child B? Let's see if we can. So if we have the parent is coming from a different package, and I will see if we can copy that and paste it there to see if it works. I have coming from child B. It looks like it's okay, so let's see if we can call it child underscore B dot method, so we can see it from here. So this is looking good. So we can override a method that is protected from a different package, okay? But we can't. So we can't access it. It can be accessed only if it's within the same package. We can inherit the child class in, hold on, I thought I changed this one. Sorry, in the same, can be inherited in the same different. So this is probably the same. in the same or different package. Okay, I hope I haven't messed up there, but can be accessed from the same package, but cannot be accessed from another package. It can be inherited by child classes in the same and different package. We saw that happening. Now let's move on to package methods. Now let's keep in mind that as we are going down the list, we get more restrictions, less visibility. So the highest access was public, then protected. We are going down with now more restrictions. Now, what does a package mean? Let's go to our parent class and define a method with package access. Now, to do that, you don't have to say anything. You don't have to specify that it's public protected. So package means it's accessible within the package only, and it means you don't have to specify the access modifier, which is not the best thing to do, but it does exist. So let's call this method package, and let's give it some message. Oh, I think I copied that. I have let's call it default. This is like the default access if you don't specify anything, coming from the parents. And let's try to override it. Should be all right. Let's specify that we want to override. And easier for me to copy this method from the parent and do some editing from here. But I have default access. This is from the child. Let's see if we can call this from the same package. So let's say, where are we? Okay, here should be this line coming. Because private has the most restrictions, so we'll leave it last. It's got the least visibility. Okay, so let's call parent dot method, so we can see the package or the default access. And let's call the child, and the same thing. It's actually visible within the same package. Let's run it. So we can see that we have a call, public, protected, and default are all accessible within the same package. So this is okay within the same package. So this cannot be inherited. But let's see, before we do this, is it accessible from other packages? It shouldn't be. So let's go here. Let's try to, and again, this comment should have been before private. So if you say parent dot method, we can see that we don't have access to the default package, just like the protected. So let's actually copy these two lines and try and paste them in here, as in we're forcing the compiler to accept the call, but there's an error. If I hover the mouse over it, it says the method package from the parent is not visible. So let's comment this out because it's given us a problem. Can they be inherited? So let's go back here. Can they be inherited by child classes in a different package? So in the same package, it wasn't an issue, but what about the different package? Let's try to come here and let's copy this line. This is from a different package, B. Okay, so let's put it in here and we get an error, and this should be before private just to maintain the order. So let's hover the mouse and see what we get. The method package of child B must override or implement a supertype method, so it doesn't identify it. Okay, so I'll comment this out. So let's update the comment here. Cannot be inherited by child classes in a different package, but we've seen how it can be inherited by a child class of the same package. Okay, now let's move on to the last one, private methods. Private methods are only accessed in the class they are defined in. Let's see what that means. Let's go to the parent and let's now create a private method. So I'm gonna copy the same one, and now I'll define this as private, and let's give it the name private as well so that we don't have these compiler errors. And I have private access. Okay, so that's it. We've created the private method. Let's see if we can call this method from another class. So method, so we can see that the private one is not visible. We cannot call it. Now if I force it, if I force the call like this, we get the error that it's not visible. So it doesn't work. Now let's see if we can, that's it, this is only visible within this class. So we can only call this method from any other method from within this class. It's only sort of like a local method within this scope. All right. Now, of course, let's try to override it. We will not be successful with that, but let's try anyway. So let's indicate that we're trying to override and paste. And we get an error saying that it must override or implement a super type method, so it's not identifying this as a super or a parent method. So I'm going to comment this out, and obviously there's no point in trying to try this in another package because it's not accessible from any other place than the place where it was created, which is the parent. So I hope this helps you, and I'll see you in the coming ones.